She says, my son came out and told me that he's gay.
Mhm.
Well, now I have to make a choice between my son and the Torah, and I'm choosing my son.
Mhm. It's interesting. So I guess take something like this, right? This is weird, but I'll take something, for example, that's forbidden in every religion, right? Something like LGBTQ rights, like gay rights. I personally, I'm a straight guy. I don't really care what people do in the privacy of their own house between them and God. Like that's my personal thing. But then when it comes to Israel, I'm definitely not pro a parade in Jerusalem. I think that's wrong. I think they should stop that. I think in Tel Aviv, amen. It's one of those things where I just don't care all that much because I'm a pretty live and let live guy. But then I look at it pragmatically. It's like that's a super big deal if we're trying to live in a country where the religious Jews and the religious Muslims are not going to ever be okay with that. But then I'm coming from a point of view where it's like that kind of thing doesn't personally bother me too much. So I don't know.
Well, let me share something with you. This
That's
mother,
just one example. I was just wondering,
a
yeah.
Jewish mother, said to me years ago, "I have rejected the Torah."
Hmm.
I said, "Whoa, strong language. You reject the Torah?" She says, "I have to." She says, "My son came out and told me that he's gay.
Hmm.
Well, now I have to make a choice between my son and the Torah, and I'm choosing my son." I said, "Out of loyalty to your son?" She says, "Yeah, because you're his mother." That's right. I said, "No, no, there's something wrong with your thinking. Why can't you accept your son and the Torah? Torah says that what your son is doing is wrong. If you believe the Torah, then you can't accept your son. In other words, your relationship with your son is conditional. And
Interesting,
this you
man.
call devotion of a mother? Your son is doing something the Torah does not approve of. So you have
Mhm.
to reject your son? Just a religious fanatic? Your son is doing something wrong. So, so you're not his mother anymore? So you don't love him anymore? What is wrong with you?
Mhm.
What is this intolerance? What she was saying is intolerance.
Right.
Because if in fact he's sinning, I have to reject him. That is so wrong minded. Somebody asked me, if there was a gay man in your community, in your congregation, would you throw him out? I said, if a man was committing adultery in my congregation, would I throw him out?
I
There'd
would.
be
I
no
mean,
congregation left.
that's crazy.
I'd have to throw everybody out.
God, that's terrible. Oh man. No, you're keeping it super
So
real.
wrong. It is so wrong.
You know what though?
And what about yourself? What if you're convinced that you're a sinner? Do you have to reject yourself? Should you
You know
commit
what's
suicide?
this is such a good point, Rabbi. You know what it is? Like I'm thinking about it like this, right? Because I've thought about this. If my son, and I'll be real, I hope I hope my son isn't gay. I hope my daughter doesn't become a lesbian. Not because I would never disown them. I would love them 100%, and I'd be supportive of them. My thing would just be, that's literally hilarious. There's a guy that lives in my building who's gay, and he's calling me right now. He's a really good person. He's a really good person. That's literally hilarious. Okay. Anyway, and I've said this to him because he's very level-headed. Because he asked me, he's like, if you had a son that was gay, would you like disown him or whatnot? I said, no. Listen, I would say, listen, you can't do these things around the other siblings. I don't want to see and I don't want to know. What I mean by that is if you have someone you love, you know, do your thing. I'm not gonna try to ungay you. It is what it is. Be a good person, treat people with respect, live your life. You're my son, you're my daughter, I love you.
and
Uh,
and you're a sinner.
yeah, because I'm a sinner too, right? Oh, you're saying in regards to what he's doing. That's also the thing that messes with me. This is the thing that really messes with me is did God make that person that way, or did they choose to do that?
Oh,
Because I
that's another fascinating lack of definition. What is gay? What makes a person gay?
It beats me. I don't know. I don't have personal experience. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's like saying I don't know what a woman is. I'm not a biologist.
Oh, okay. Well, what makes a person gay? I mean, yeah, from a simple definition, they play for the same team. They're like their own kind.
Right.
Okay,
Now, the attraction to your own kind has been around forever.
right.
So being attracted to the same gender is not the problem. That's what
Mhm.
makes you gay.
I never thought I didn't think we were going to sit on this topic, but yeah, go ahead. It's relevant though, because I think this is a huge part
It's so,
of the Israeli post. Yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
What makes you gay is the inability to be intimate with the opposite sex.
Hmm.
Any attraction to pleasure is perfectly normal. Who's not attracted to what feels good?
Right.
So if a person says, I just love chocolate. Oh, you're weird. No, you're not weird. The person who says, I can't eat chocolate. That's weird.
I think it's pretty weird not to like chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
So a man says, "Oh, I can't possibly be intimate with a woman."
Hmm.
Really? What happened to you? So here's the reality and the truth. Every human being is bisexual.
That's wild.
Why not?
I mean, me personally, I don't know. I don't really resonate with that. I'm open. I'm listening to you. I just,
The only reason most of us are straight is because God said so. God said you could go straight or gay. If it's all the same to you, I prefer straight. So we said, fine, fine, we'll go. It's the same like with kosher. God says you don't eat pig, eat cow.
this is a crazy mind. I don't want to curse because I'm talking to you, but this is a mind F. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. This is very interesting. Okay, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So imagine a guy says, pork? Oh, I can't eat pork. I can't. Oh, that's disgusting. What is wrong with you? It's not disgusting. Yeah. Did you ever see a pig? They're so disgusting. And cows take showers?
Right. Well, I mean, I guess you could say pigs are probably arguably more nasty. But you don't think we have an
Government?
inclination? Don't you think, my feeling is, I think we have an inclination I think someone who's gay, they're just probably born, maybe not always, but I think more often than not, they're born with an interest in the same sex. Maybe
We're
I, for,
all we're all born with it.
I
We're
don't know.
all born with an attraction to anything pleasurable. That's
Mhm.
not true. So when a person says, you know what I am?
Mhm.
I'm bi. I say, really? How unique. Everyone is bi. Now
Wow.
the question is, which does God prefer?
I ain't about to listen, Rabbi. If you're right, I ain't about to find out. I'm good.
Look, what
I'm good.
happens what happens to what happens to very heterosexual men who are put into prison?
you're being really, really honest though. You know what? I'm hearing what you're saying. I don't like how it sounds, and I'm God willing, not even God will. The idea of a man is repulsive to me. But you're making valid points, I guess. I guess they're valid points. Yeah, what happens in prison is yeah, they go and do that yeah.
So every form of sexual pleasure is natural. If it feels good, people will do it,
Right.
not just bi, trisexual, quadrosexual.
Right.
Whatever feels good, people will do. So God says there are so many ways you can have sexual pleasure, but if it's all the same to you, do it my way. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it.